Connor Cook, Michigan State quarterback at Big Ten Media Days. No Manning Passing Academy for you this year, Connor, because you're working with a lot of your young receivers. Tell us about how your summer's been.
Summer's been great. Been pretty busy. Like you said, putting in the work with the receivers and stuff like that. Just constantly throwing. Guys like Tony Lippett, guys like Keith Mumphrey that left. That we need to fill that void and find like new guys to step up. So it's been a grind. Working with guys like AJ Troop, RJ Shelton, McGarrett Kings, Trey Barksdale, Monty Medeiros, D'Anthony Arnett, a bunch of those guys. So that was the main priority this summer, was to build a connection with my younger wideouts.
This offseason, you put in some more work through with George Whitfield. What are some of the best things about working with him?
Yeah, so I went out there in April, or no, March. I went out there in March, then May. So, but just getting a chance to go out there. My sister lives in San Diego now, so I can stay with her and stuff, and she lives 2 blocks away from George. But George is just a great guy. A genius on the field. The way the drills that he uses, his coaching points is just awesome. And the way he just interacts with the guys that he trains is just different than what other people have to offer.
Now coming back for your senior season, there's yourself, there's Christian Hackenberg at Penn State, there's the Ohio State guys. Are you the best quarterback out of that group?
I think so, yes.
And then Tony Lippett, you mentioned earlier, and Curtis Drummond, of course. You've had a lot of teammates in the past, played in the recent Senior Bowl. Have you been able to hear anything about it from them and think about finishing your career in Mobile?
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things. They said getting to meet the coaches down there in the meetings and stuff, and getting to obviously interact and play with some of the other guys that they saw on TV.
That person you ever seen, Connor?
Shalik Callahan, right there.
Just rolled off the tongue.
Hey, that's the second time I said that today.
I know.
The second time. But anyways, to play with guys that you watch on TV, you guys in other conferences, getting to know them too. So I just heard nothing but great things.
Connor, we certainly hope to have you in Mobile. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Connor, you told us in the spring after the last game that you wanted to come back better. How are you better?
I'm smarter. Watching, I made a cut of myself from last year of all the incompletions I had, completions, flush out of the pocket, result of being flushed out, completion, incompletion, interceptions, touchdowns. And I really just focused on that this summer, breaking down stuff and just jotting down certain notes on what to do differently and stuff like that. But I'm just smarter knowing, watching myself last year, there were so many times where I just tried to force it downfield when I had Jeremy Langford wide open and just for a check down. I think you've probably heard this before. You guys probably all heard this. I've said it numerous times, but just like situational stuff. Like 2nd and 8, I try and force it, a deep out route right into double coverage when I can just dump it down to Jeremy Langford with no one around him and he can get the first down for sure. There's going to be a time to take chances and there's going to be a time to play conservative, and I think I've grown in that area, and obviously there's more room to improve on it and to continue to improve during fall camp and into the season. So I think I'm just a smarter quarterback.
Connor, do you guys as a program still embrace the idea that hey, everyone's talking about Ohio State and Michigan, not so much about us? Are you past that as a program? Is that still part of what defines you guys?
I think it defines us a little bit. We've always had a chip on our shoulder no matter what. I think that's the main thing that Coach G always harps on and preaches, is just that blue collar, have a chip on your shoulder, no sense of entitlement, no complacency mindset. And there's been, since I've been there, obviously, people have always talked about Michigan. People have always talked about Ohio State and left us in the dust. So it's nothing new for me. So things aren't going to change. We're still going to have a chip on our shoulder. We're still going to come to work every day and try and prove to people why we're one of the best teams in the Big Ten in the country.
By the time you saw the 8th time Harbaugh ran without a shirt on in the offseason, were you like, okay, that's enough. It's time to stop talking about this and focus on football?
Oh no, I thought it was great. I wish Coach G would do something like that.
No, we don't. No.
Connor, you're an Ohio guy. Coach talked about in the presser up there, talked about how Michigan State, Ohio State's a rivalry because a number of Ohio guys on your team. Do you get that same kind of sense being an Ohio guy?
For sure. I think experiencing the Michigan State rivalry over the years has kind of made me look not differently, but it's like, okay, the way I feel for Ohio State is the way the guys from Michigan feel about Michigan, on Michigan State. So guys like Lawrence Thomas, who's from Detroit, who's from Michigan, who's a Michigan State fan his whole life. Now I know how he feels against Michigan. I never really understood that. And I've always, obviously disliked Michigan because of the rivalry and stuff, but never really felt it until I actually played in the game. But obviously, being from Ohio, all the people that go to Ohio State. I don't know people who go to Michigan like they do. I know a lot of guys on the Ohio State football team, and I really don't know guys in the Michigan team like Lawrence Thomas and some of the other guys do. So it's a little different. Like you said, me being from Ohio, I know more people in the state, obviously. I know more people that go to that university. I know more people on the football team. So when you know more people like that, obviously it just adds fuel to the fire.
Hey, Connor, the motto this year is reach higher. What's that mean to you?
To just keep reaching higher. In the past we've been successful. We won a Rose Bowl, we won a Big Ten championship. We won the Cotton Bowl last year, and we just want to continue to reach higher. We want to, make the college football playoff. We want to compete for our conference championship again, obviously, and you can't make the playoff before you do that, unless you do that. So, in order for us to reach higher, we need to make the championship, win the championship, make the playoff, and then just keep reaching from there.
Connor, do you have any personal relationship with Jim Harbaugh? Have you met him at all?
Never met him.
What are your thoughts of just his interest to the conference?
I feel like he just has a certain presence to him. Like when he walks into a room, people know he's there. He's an intense guy, fiery guy, passionate. He's successful wherever he goes. You've seen the success he had at San Francisco. He was successful at Stanford, and it goes to show. His record shows. So, but just seeing him on TV and interviews and stuff like that, the guy just, he loves football, and he's a competitor.
How eager are you to get fall? Fall camp can be a drag, but just get out there and start practicing again.
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously Jay Lang's gone, so new running backs got to step up. Lippett's gone, Muffrey's gone, so new guys are going to step up. I'm just excited to see that, to see who's going to step up, who's going to be the guy, and to just see how our team looks.
What kind of things do you want to see happen before that opener?
I just want to see, some guys step up at the wideout spot. Burbridge was hurt this past spring. Kings was, rotating in and out with a little deal that he was dealing with. It was like his foot or something like that, but he's fine. He played in the spring game, was great. But I just want to see, the quarterback and the receiver connection, just continue to grow and continue to get better.
Connor, Coach Antonio said earlier that even after everything you've accomplished, there's still stuff left for you to prove. What do you think there is for you to prove first?
To win another championship, to continue to win, to continue to show that I'm a winner. And I think the main goal for everyone, including me, is to win our conference. And I think I want to prove that I can be a champion again. And that means getting back to Indianapolis, winning that, and then being able to play in the college football playoff.
Yeah, so obviously the team stuff is the most important, but on an individual level, you've been second team All Big Ten, I think, twice. And is there part of you that kind of wants to say, like, I'm the best quarterback in the Big Ten, and make that first team kind of be the best?
Most definitely. Obviously, like you said, the team stuff is all fine and dandy, and that's the main goal, and winning takes care of itself. But being on that first team All Big Ten list would be great, and I believe I should be on that. And I think with hard work and with a great season, and as long as we continue to win, there should be no doubt that I should be on the list.
Do you think you are the best quarterback?
I believe so, yes.
If you have taken that step further, do you consider yourself a Heisman candidate?
I don't know. I'm a humble guy. I don't really like talking about stuff like this. I kind of let my play speak for itself. But the people think that I am, then I guess I am. So, like I said before, my main goal is obviously, no one really walks into a season thinking about, got to win the Heisman, or got to win the Davey O'Brien. You know what I mean? Everyone's focused on their team goals and focused on winning, because if you don't win, nothing's going to happen.
You guys brought back something like 50 training starters or returning players. What does it mean to you to bring back those guys and have that kind of experience still apply?
It's great. I think this is the biggest senior class I think Coach G's had in a while. It might even be his biggest senior class. The class of 2011 and then guys in 2012, the guys who didn't redshirt. So you got a bunch of fifth-year guys and then some guys that didn't redshirt that are going to be fourth-year seniors. But when you got a deep class like that, it's just great for leadership. Multiple leaders, guys that have been through the ropes, guys that are experienced, guys that have played in big-time games, big-time environments, that can lead by example and can lead with their play on the field and then off the field. But it just means experience, leadership, and just a tight-knit group.
Connor, did you work with George?
Yeah, I worked with him on twice.
How long? A couple weeks?
I worked with him a week each time, so 2 weeks total. I worked with him on my spring break back in March, and then I worked with him in May when we were out of school.
Did you guys work on